Hi. Now, over the years I've managed to collate a fairly extensive sports book library, and many people have asked me to recommend sporting reads that I've enjoyed. Now, I thought during this period of isolation it might be worthwhile for me to look at some of the books that I've enjoyed and share them with you, and maybe you can find them online and that'll help fill some of the boredom. Now, when I was a young lad growing up in the UK, I grew up in a village, and across the road from our house was the village library. Now, every week I would go across to the library, I would go to the same place, get the same book out and take it home and read it. And in that book was the story of Bert Trautmann, the German goalkeeper who played for Manchester City and broke his neck in the FA Cup final of 1956. Now, as a result of that, I've always had an interest in Bert Trautmann. And that was why this book, Bert Trautmann by Alan Rowlands, is a fantastic biography of one of the great goalkeepers of all time. A man who actually had an influence on how the game is played today. Now, what many people will know is, because they saw the film The Keeper last year, that he was a prisoner of war and was then signed by Manchester City. What many people won't know is that his time before that. Now, he joined the Luftwaffe and he was a practical joker in his youth, but one of those practical jokes backfired and he was actually sent to prison in the war. And luckily for him, in this prison, he then contracted appendicitis and was sent to hospital and served the rest of his time in the hospital. Had he stayed in that prison cell, there's many believe he would not have survived. Now, also, we know he was a prisoner of war, but how many people knew he was actually captured 3 times before he became a prisoner of war? That in itself is an amazing achievement, that he actually escaped a couple of times. But also, there was a moment in the war where he was buried under rubble, which caused him anxiety for the rest of his life. Now, Bert Trautmann was a fantastic human being. He also, of course, was a fantastic goalkeeper. He was the first foreign goalkeeper to ever be awarded the Football Writers Association Footballer of the Year award. And in fact, since then, there have only been 3 other goalkeepers to have won that award: Gordon Banks, Neville Southall and Pat Jennings, and that is in over 70 years. So he was the first foreigner and the first goalkeeper to win that prestigious award. This is a fantastic read, and I recommend it to anybody who's at a loose end during these times of isolation.